Welcome to another episode of the Golf Carlitos Way podcast. Happy to be back doing this. The wintertime, everything kind of slows down a little bit for me. So I'm hoping to pump some of these out. Hopefully on a weekly basis, I can do this. It's good to do something different and kind of, maybe use this platform to do other things. I've been wanting to do interviews and I've been so busy I haven't been able to. So maybe start doing more of those. Start doing them. More of those. I haven't done one. So hopefully I can start doing that and just coming out and talking about plans and what I have planned coming up. So But not a lot going on. I think the Century tournament's going on right now in Hawaii at the Plantation course. I think Tom Hoagie or Matsuyama is leading that right now. That's definitely a course I want to play. It's definitely on my list. I was in Hawaii for my 25th wedding anniversary back in 2018. Didn't play the golf. I wasn't playing at that time. I started playing in 2020, so golf wasn't even on my mind. But definitely on the list of places I want to play. Other big news is Grant Horvat becoming part owner of Tacoma Golf. That's huge for Tacoma Golf, man. And this kid, mid-20s, he's not just doing partnerships, right? And collabing with people. He's becoming part owner. I mean, this is huge, right? It's huge for YouTube Golf. These guys are just taking it to another level, and they're so young. I mean, he's, I think, 25, 26. Even though Rick Shields is the number one YouTuber by numbers, but this kid, if he's not the face of golf already, by the end of this year, he will be. I mean, this kid is just doing it totally different. He's got a series coming up with Phil Mickelson in a couple of weeks. I think that's going to be amazing. The people that supposedly they have coming on are it's just going to be great episodes. The series that he has right now with the Bryan Bros, every single episode is a banger. This guy's really killing it, man. He's doing it, he's doing it the right way. And, it's good for golf, man. It's good for us, to see some great content. As far as I go, had an amazing 2024. Thank you guys for the support. You guys are amazing. Started off the year with some great trips. Was out in Puerto Rico for the first time playing golf since I started playing golf, and I hadn't been back Puerto Rico about 10 years. So going back and playing golf was amazing. Some great trips. Got to play Pinehurst again. How many times did I play Bethpage? I played it 3 times this year. It's great to have an iconic, right, one of those bucket list courses in your backyard. And planning on doing that again this year. Hopefully as many times. I don't know. Bethpage is one of those places you obviously want to play, right? For those that haven't played it. And it's crazy because I talk to people at work, all right, and even friends. And there's a lot of people in the tri-state area in New York that haven't played Bethpage Black Course. And I'm like, how? If you're here in New York or in the tri-state area, how have you not played Bethpage? I don't know, and I don't know why I don't ask. And I don't know if it's because the course is so hard they don't want to play it, or they feel that they're not ready to play. I don't know. Unless you're a senior guy, senior person, then I don't recommend it. It's really tough. It's one of those courses that is exactly what people talk about. Is exactly it. I get all hyped up when I go to play it. I usually play it on my vacations, if I'm doing a stay vacation, and I do it midweek, on Wednesday, a Tuesday or Thursday. I made the mistake of playing it on the weekend one time this year, and it was horrible. I got there like I usually do. I usually try to get there around 5 in the morning, and I usually get a tee time. Whenever I go midweek, Get there 5 in the morning. I usually get tee time 7:30. It's always great, right? Early in the morning, get out there before the sun comes out, and it just makes the walk a lot easier. But for some reason, actually, shout outs to Manny, Only Built for Golf Links. I was supposed to play it that week with him, and there was a torrential downpour coming down that Wednesday. So by Saturday, it had cleared up, and I wanted to play. I think I was on vacation, and I ended up going out there and playing, and it was horrible. I got there at 5:30, a little later, and my tee time wasn't until 10:45. So it's like, what do I do, right? Do I go play another course and don't have to wait 5 hours, or go out there and just play the course that you want to play, right? I'm not taking, even though I'm in New York, I'm 3 hours away from Bethpage. So I'm like, man, I didn't drive all the way out here just to play another course. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to make a day out of it, shoot some content or whatever. So I went back to the car, slept for a couple of hours, got some breakfast, and, I tried to go to the range. It was packed. Then I went to the putting green. I putted a little bit, and I, shot a few videos, just talking or whatever, and that was it. Then my tee time came. But by the time I played and halfway through that day, I was so out of it, because I left at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. I left my house, to get there 5:30, to wait to 10:45. I was done. Riding back home was the worst ride ever. I was saying to myself, screw Bethpage. I ain't playing it no more. So that's the love-hate part with Bethpage. Going out there. If you're in town for that one day, it doesn't matter, right? You're playing a bucket list course. You'll do the overnight. You sleep. You'll wait whatever hours is okay. But haven't played it already. I've played it already a few times, and it's not, I can play pretty much, whenever I want. So it's not the same for me, but I do leave when I play Bethpage for the weeks that I'm on vacation, so I can rest the next day, because it definitely beats you up, So right now I want to play it again, and then as soon as I'm done playing, I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship with Bethpage. But anyways, some amazing trips. Some great courses that I played, and, some great collaborations, man. I really went in on the collaborations, got to work with some great companies, some up and coming companies, some well-established companies, and kind of honed my whole, review, collaboration, started, which I was proud of, my spotlight, my brand spotlight, which is my thing, and, something that I created. Everyone has their own kind of little thing, and I was kind of, all right, these collabs are coming more often. I need to do kind of a series for this. What do I do? What do I call it? So I was kind of like just going and trying to figure out, and my thing is, kind of spotlighting, right? Highlighting these companies, especially new ones that no one knows about, and that's mostly what I work with. No big brand is calling me, Nike or, TaylorMade, Callaway. It's not calling me up to do collabs, right? It's usually startup companies or companies that, want to get a little buzz or more, right? And I try my hardest to do the best, and highlight them, give them sort of a backstory on them. I'm not the that high, cinematic type of YouTube. I was gonna say YouTuber, person, right? I like to, especially when I work with companies, I like to highlight them, talk about them, and kind of make it a little bit more personal, right? So the consumer, which, right, that's what we are too, right? We're consumers. If it's something that they're considering or whatever, oh, okay, you know what, this guy gave me some good information on what this company's about, and what they're doing, and that sometimes means a lot to people. There's some people that don't care about that stuff, and it's about the best deal. Hey, I just want the best deal. I don't care how things look. And then there's other people that are into what the company's all about, and the quality of it and all that. And that's what I like to do. Other people that can just, I've seen them do the collabs, which there's nothing wrong. Everyone has their own style, and you do your thing, man. That's my thing. I don't step on no one's toes. You do your thing. God bless. But there are guys that they'll do a collab and they'll get the product, and man, they'll do a beautiful, beautiful video on just the way it looks, right? Just no words, very little words, and boom, 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 and just put out the video that way, which it looks beautiful, right? So someone looking at it, which there are consumers like that, right? That might see a bag, a polo, and the way they present it and be like, oh, that was nice. You know what? Let me look into it. Boom, you just got a consumer. Then you have other consumers that might like, my style, where it's like, oh, okay, this guy gave me some good information, and you know what, I'm gonna go check this company out. It looks like a good company. So you have different styles and of consumers. You have different styles of companies. The same thing with companies. They're looking to collab with someone that they connect with. They look at their content and it's like, you know what, I like what this guy's doing. And some companies, they like the funny style. They like people that are comedic. They put out comedic content out there, which is funny, and they're making maybe fun of themselves, or it's just funny content. People that are more put out the cinematic videos, it looks really beautiful and great, right? And then others that like informative videos. So every company's looking for something specific, just like we as consumers are looking for different things and different brands. So but I was very fortunate, and I'm humbled to have all those opportunities. Sometimes they make fun of me, because I people don't believe, right? Before I started all this, I had tons. I remember having a rack here of shoes. I had over 40 shoes, maybe close to 50 shoes. Before I started doing all this, I had bought tons of clothes and shoes and all that. And as humbled as I am to work with these companies, it's not about the product. It's about building my little thing, my little space, my little niche, right? In this huge golf space. And I'm starting to do that, and I'm proud of that, and it's not about specific. Don't get me wrong, receiving, free product, it's great, but that's not the main reason why I do it, and I know it's hard for people to believe that, like, oh man, bullshit, dude, all that stuff that you're getting or whatever. I remember having to talk with Manny about wanting to do maybe a giveaway, right? To get, not to get rid of this stuff, but kind of, thank you for the people that support. And I'm like, man, I've done a few giveaways and they're very expensive. They become very expensive, especially if you're giving, if you're sending out bags and clubs, those things get very expensive. So maybe do something with polos, hats, gloves that I've gotten. I'm trying to figure it out. But my main thing, what I really wanted to do and what I'm looking for is like some, a school, underprivileged school that has maybe some kids my size, or, that I can just hand, a lot of this stuff to, because I have stuff in my son's room that's not here anymore. He moved out, and tons of stuff in the basement here in the office is overran with stuff. So I'm not going to use, right, a lot of this stuff. So I'm figuring that out. But anyway, I'm happy and humbled and so thankful for the great opportunities that have come my way, and the amount of people that I've met. The meetups are some of my favorites. I have gotten to meet some great people, on this, social media journey. And guess what? 2025 is starting out the same. I have some great trips lined up, already collaborations that are starting in this year already lined up, and meetups. I have one that I'm looking forward to, man. It's great. I'm not going to spoil it. It's going to be a banger when it comes out. And meeting up with the same old crew that I've met throughout the years, meeting up with some new people that I've already spoken to. And hey, man, we got to get together, which I'm telling you, it's hard. I know it's time for me. The only times that I can really do that and I have flexibility is on my vacations, that I can go somewhere and travel somewhere, which I don't mind. I don't mind going 2 hours to meet with someone and play golf. It's just that one day. And if it's, meeting someone and potentially building a friendship with someone, I don't mind. I know there's people that have like a 1 hour limit of what they'll travel to go play golf or meet someone. For me, if I'm on vacation, I don't mind. I can travel 2 or 3 hours and to meet up with someone. So I'm really looking forward to. I've already spoken to whole bunch of people that want to get together, create some content, and I'm really looking forward to that. So 2025, it's already lining up to be a big one, and I'm taking full advantage of that. For me personally, I want to build a little bit on what I did last year as far as my game. I know a lot of people give me some great advice, right? As far as go get a teaching professional, do that, which I know I have to. The problem with that is if I go get a lesson, and anyone that has gotten lessons or has been in sports, I've been in sports all my life, with my kids and all that. If you're not doing those reps, right? I take a class, and if I can't get, especially now in the winter, if I can't get to a place to practice, it's just lost money, right? I'm paying a couple $100, to take this lesson, and then even if I get to practice once, it's not going to be enough, right? I'll be coming back to see him and still haven't progressed, right? I don't want to be spending all that money and all these lessons and not being able to have the time to practice and get out there and do that. So that's the problem that I'm having right now. So, which might sound like an excuse, but I didn't have that in my plans for this winter. Honestly, I have all these other things that I want to get done this year, and maybe for next year, as soon as the season is over, maybe commit to getting lessons and really taking that time off 3-4 months before the spring comes, the following year, and really honing in my game. Even though I started playing a few years ago, I'm in my mid 50s, so I'm not getting any younger, right? So I'm getting the hunger to want to get better. First couple of years, I was okay with being shitty. As long as I'm out there having fun and playing, I'm okay. But now this year, especially towards the end of the year, maybe half and towards the end of the year, I kind of wanted more out of my game, and was expecting more out of my game. But I understood that, hey, if you're not practicing, if you're not taking lessons, right, you're putting in what you're getting what you're putting in. So, but I do want to take advantage of the things that I could control, right? So being more consistent and efficient with my time is number one on my list. Meaning, on my lunch hour at work, doing something. I don't care what it is, whether it's push-ups, air squats, taking 15-20 minutes of air swings or something like that, just progressing every single day, doing something. When I come home, the minute I sit in my chair and I try to rest for a little bit, I'm done. It's getting home and, jumping on the elliptical or going. I don't really lift weights. I have some weights downstairs from when my kids used when they were in high school and college. Not a lot, maybe like 300 pounds of it or whatever. But I've never been like a lifting guy. I can't tell you how much I can bench press or this and that. I just put weights and whatever feels good, I lift. And, I don't know, I don't know. It could be, I know I've used, I think, most of the rack. So I'm probably pushing something like that in squats or whatever, but I don't do it consistently. So, it's all over the place like everything else. But just being consistent with that. I want to be able to come home and maybe go lift a little bit of weights downstairs and, definitely do more mobility and bands and stretching and stuff. I think that's going to go a longer way for a person in their mid 50s than a younger person, and definitely, I'm not, I'm still pretty strong. I'm kind of like, I have that country strength. I'm a really strong guy, but I'm getting older, so I'm feeling it more. And I know that there's moments where I don't feel as strong, so I want to be able to maintain that energy and that strength, to go with it. Golf really takes a lot out of you. I have, bad back and shoulders, so I definitely want to take advantage and just be more consistent with that stuff. It's exactly what I said last year, so I'm piggybacking off that and trying to just take off these next couple of months and doing that. So wishing you guys all the best. Hoping you guys have an amazing 2025. Work up. I'm looking forward to it. All these things that are coming, that are happening. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go subscribe. I'm putting this over on my podcast page on IG and on YouTube. So if you guys want to support the big guy, go subscribe, hit that like button, comment, ask me any questions, and I got you. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.